It's Madden NFL 24, and we've got the Dolphins. Burner at wide receiver. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Dolphins and the Lions, next on EA Sports.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, our holiday coverage kicks off with a good one here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in a perfect 10-0.
And it's not just that they're winning, it's how they're winning. All phases of the game coming together for this team.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Throwing to start the drive. Vance. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. But Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Vance. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Returnable for Thomas. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. Nifty move. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the ground, this is Julius Chestnut. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. On the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Here we go now on first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a home. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That time escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their 1st-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell.
Still 2nd down.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. This defense for the Dolphins, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Gonna need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A nice throw there for the first down. And this is a big moment for this young man under center. You know, he's had a few months now to get acclimated to life in the NFL, but you got to think a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting the start on Thanksgiving in front of the national audience.
Especially since you and I both know he's watched this game since he was, 4, 5, 6 years old and dreamed of playing in it. In fact, his family sent us some of those videos of he and his family in the backyard playing their Turkey Bowl games themselves. So now he's gone from the backyard to the big stage, and here he is.
On second down, here's Gibbs. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. You talk about this Miami defense. They really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense game.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
The lessons will continue with this rookie. He's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. Returnable for Thomas. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And some room to roam now. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That good for 22 and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten. And they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Vance. Now he's flushed out left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a 3rd game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the 3rd one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ready. All right, fellas, listen up.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's a give up the middle. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people, because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers, because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Enough. Fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That is caught. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Michael Pierce and up. .40-pound Glory gets the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside. Line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Achane once more, and this time he'll score. Touchdown, Miami.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Vance. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, would you say, take your foot off the pedal? Let's not do that right now. But there is that possibility as people can get self-satisfied. The greats do not. We'll find out what he's made of.
And some room to maneuver. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 83 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a toss right side. Achane with it. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Lions offense set to take over. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. To throw on second down, Vance toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my map. That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. From the gun on third down, Vance. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Thomas on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. Away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he deep downfield. Get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Tua. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be an incomplete.
And and Thomas, apparently, they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
20 TX.
They're going to try and throw. He's got his target. That's complete. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation, but they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Open man downfield is Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Throwing to start the drive. Vance. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They'll find Williams on the slant. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. 2 and now on 1st down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on 1 throw right there.
2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he bats it away. It's down incomplete.
certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
21G, 21G. Turbo 2, ice jab, turbo 2, ice jab. Ready.
Tua, a final shot before half. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
On 2nd down, a run by Achane. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down. 20 TX. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
Third and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took... It's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Vance. That is incomplete.
And there's another. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Here's Thomas. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense making their way back onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there, it was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Over the 40 to the 41.
Holding. Offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Solo left Zion.
Here's Tua. And be incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant. Coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Solo left Zion. Corner, long.
20 TX.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Complete.
They geared up and took the deep. But it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Tua sets up to pass it. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. Oh, he still makes a catch, even though it was tapped by the linebacker. It's a big play there. Yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 110 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They'll run with Chestnut. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Okay, quick! 6 devices, 6 devices. Ready?
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it is 42-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off play action. Vance. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Vance. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Going for the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. 58 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Time for another look at this Lions offense. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing. You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very solid gain of 27. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Up the middle, Achane. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 125 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Panther 60, Panther 60.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ready, ready.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 2nd down and 6 now. On the carry, it's Chestnut. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
The tackle by Jack Campbell. It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Ready, set.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Ready.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on 3rd down. 1st and goal.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be... behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll try to run this one in, and he pushes it. Up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll try again. And good. Offensively, they're able to keep him out of the end zone. That'll make it. After a loss of 1.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll go. H.N. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon H.N. taking it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Vance. And a little floater there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got it to Williams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Detroit. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Trap 50, trap 50.
He'll look to throw. And he knocked away, and it falls incomplete.
Struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
They'll drop to throw. And going deep for Hill. Sit away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Open man, that's Hill, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 1. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Able to find his man, John Phillips. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, They've just been effortless for them in this one, and that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and goal.
He'll try again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins have 11-0 in their sights as they add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here come the Lions now. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Vance, he'll go right back to St. Brown. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. Operating from the gun, Vance. And that's caught inside the 30. There for the 54-yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing after the interception. Vance. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Christian Wilkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Looking to throw on second down. Vance finds Gibbs on the... And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. The drive starts with a run from Achane. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run.
Taking it right down Broadway. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Dolphins, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.